What's up, guys? It's me, Little Boy. Welcome back to Let's Read Katawa Shoujo. In the last part, I don't really remember. I think we were talking to Kenji because it said explicitly enters his lair, finally letting me go to the class, which I'm pretty sure is a conversation with Kenji. And any conversation with Kenji is a fucking shitty ass one with Kenji, so we're just gonna go off of that. But a quick little announcement. I've been recently having kind of like mic issue problems. I don't know why, so trying to figure it out. Might have fixed it now. So Tomb Raider is gonna be put on hold until I definitely know things are fixed. But more importantly, let's do some Katawa Shoujo. For a change, I'm not among the first ones to come to morning class. Instead, almost everyone else seems to be here already. I recognize most of my class by their faces by now, though the names escape me still. The class goes on lazily. I think I'm starting to get into the rhythm of the school. I even stopped worrying about taking notes and being overly attentive. The first days, I was pretty high strung in class. Muto finally finishes his lecture about electricity early, but continues with a pause about the festival. So, as you know, the festival's on the day after tomorrow. I hope everyone's projects are going to be successful this year. Have a good time, but also come Sunday, please keep the meaning of this festival in your minds. Games and fried food. Everyone bursts out in laughter, and so do I. Yes, thank you, Mikado. And Muto was pissed. But what I meant to say was, I like church bells. The remainder of the sentence is buried beneath the ring of the lunch bells, and everyone starts packing their things. Muto deliberates for a moment, but since almost nobody seems to pay attention anymore, he'll give up and sits down. Oh god, there's people out here now. It's crowded in the hallway, or as crowded as hallways in this school probably get. Most of the students seem to be heading down for the cafeteria. Hey, it's Emmy. It's Al. I'm gonna make you a one-time only super extra special lunch offer. Emmy's homemade lunch boxes, and the privilege of enjoying them in private with two bombshell beauties. Her overly flirtatious sales page echoes in the hallway, a remarkable feat since it's full of people. Amy strikes a confident-looking pose as though it's an attempt to one-up her own ridiculousness, puffing her very modest chest and making the V for victory sound with her hand. Sounds delicious. To what do I owe this honor of being invited? You stood there looking really lost and sad, so I thought you could use some company. That's probably the most depressing reasoning imaginable. So how about it? You're probably really lonely and would eat that awful cafeteria if you're all alone otherwise. I'm kidding. Sure, I'll have your lunch offer, with pleasure. Let's go to the roof. The roof? Why the roof? Because that's where we eat lunch. If I don't get up there, then she'll probably wander off and then I just know she'll go hungry because she never packs lunch for herself. Who will? Come with me. Without answering my question or waiting for a response, she grabs me by the arm and drags me through the hallways. I attempt to make conversation on the way. Why do you have an extra lunch? Amy smiles guilty. Actually, it's yesterday's lunch. I slept in a run at lunch and forgot to eat it. Huh? So she skipped lunch to run. Stairway to the roof is a little dilapidated, but it's clearly been used recently. At the top of the stairs is a door, complete with missing padlock. I wonder who the intrepid individual was that removed the lock. Emmy shoves the door open and steps beaming into the sunlight. Suddenly, a tall, dark stranger appears out of nowhere, standing imposingly in front of us. Emmy flinches back, almost falling back down the stairs. Eek. Hello. Yeah, you scared me, Rin. Wait, isn't she... Hello. Noticing that Rin is speaking to me, everyone looks curious at me. You two know each other? I look confusedly at Emmy. She's that friend of yours? Rin has turned her gaze towards the clouds drifting above the school. I didn't know you knew this person, Emmy. The awkward silence lasts only for a few seconds until Emmy lets out a tiny giggle, shrugging the coincidence off. I invited us out for lunch. If you know him, that's just better. Oh, does this mean I don't get food? Did you invite him for lunch without the lunch? Yep, neither. I have food for three. Nice thinking. Oh God, Rin. He walked to the other end of the roof while I stayed at the clock tower for a while, taking in the atmosphere. There's nobody else. There's nobody else but us here. I guess the roof is not as popular as it is in other schools. A few rundown benches and tables are scattered around the edges, perhaps in an attempt to make the rooftop look less desolate. Small pebbles covering the roof rattle beneath our feet. I peeked through the chain-link fence to take a look at the school grounds and beyond. Students are strolling in pairs and groups around the quadrangle and at the cafeteria. A few delivery trucks are driving past the school towards the convenience store nearby. Somewhere, a watchdog barks at a passerby. Somehow, when I look towards the town center, the small town feels strikes me very strongly, almost palpably. The hectic lifestyle of being a metropolis, it seems so far away and foreign here. Nobody has to run to catch a bus like their life depends on it, or gets their senses overloaded by the neon lights and traffic jams. I feel surprisingly optimistic about this new life of mine. Looking at my new hometown, even if it's going to be mine for only one short year. Finding out about my illness and having to move away from home all came so suddenly. I haven't had time to think about how I feel about it. When I step out of the shadow of the clock tower that open, I feel warmth touching my back. And this is Sao is actually now learning to enjoy his life. The sun shines from a perfectly clear cerulean sky. A cool breeze sweeping over the rooftop makes me shiver, but only briefly. The wind carries the scent of trees and flowers, not smog and car exhaust like it used to just a few weeks ago. Emmy settles on a bench with Ren and Tao and produces one big and two small lunchboxes from her bag. Come on, Tao, what are you waiting for? She is beckoning to me to join them, making room on the already small bench. I seat myself on the corner of the bench to take as little space as possible. It's pretty cramped, but somehow all three of us fit on it. Impressive view. Emmy suppresses a giggle and places a lunchbox in front of Rin and hands another lunchbox to me. How does Rin eat it? I'm questioning how Rin can eat it. Here you go. Lunch as promised. Homemade, no less. I'm impressed. Wow, this looks really good. Thanks. I make it myself when I can. Oh God, stop being cute, Emmy. Conversation dies off as I set about the business of feeding myself. Taking a few bites, I glance up and notice Rin deftly opening the lunchbox and popping a forkful of food into her mouth using only her feet. Even though I've seen it before, I can't help but be impressed at her dexterity. It's also a reminder of the sort of place I am in right now. Will I ever get used to sights such as this? Can't decide if getting used to such a thing would be a good thing or a bad thing either. Does getting used to this place mean that I'm giving up on being a normal person? Or does it just mean that I'm becoming more understanding about those around me? Probably the second after. This first sounds like a dick. I'm distracted from my thoughts by the sight of Emmy tearing into her lunch as if it had insulted her ancestors. Damn. You seem pretty hungry. Emmy looks up, mouth half full, and swallows before nodding. One morning run always works up an appetite. Which is great because then I burn through lunch pretty quickly. Helps me keep my girlish figure. I don't say that. What would happen if you lose it? Would you become a man? Really choke on my lunch trying not to laugh. It's a figure of speech. Does your figure have to run in the mornings too? Oh God, Rin. Fucking Rin, man. Fucking Rin. Do you always talk like this? Talk like what? Like what? I guess technically it was the same time, but I think that answers my question. Never mind. So, I struggle to think of small talk and settle on the obvious question. How'd you two meet? Her instinct consents to let Emmy answer this question. Someone in the housing department thought that we'd complement each other well, so we were assigned rooms next to one another. Complement each other? Like shoes in a suit. Huh? Emmy giggles at my confusion. Put us together and we've got all our limbs. Get it? Ah. So I started helping Rin get ready in the mornings, and that was that. I mean, you can't help someone get dressed every... Wait, I mean, you can't help someone get dressed every morning and not get along. Okay. I see. I didn't choose this moment to interject. I have trouble with shirts. Right, that seems Really obvious. Really? Kind of. This isn't helping, but at least Emmy seems to find the whole thing funny. That combined with the fact that Ren is genuinely curious makes me feel slightly better and yet confused. I mean, you've got no arms. So, putting on a shirt seems like one of those things that would be difficult. You know what? I'm just gonna stop talking now. It'll save me a lot of trouble in the long run. Rin nods in what I suspect is meant to be a sage manner. I see. The conversation dies as I turn my attention back to my lunch. It's really quite good. Amy finishes her lunch first and makes a contented noise. Ah, that was good. As she busies herself with cleaning up her lunch, Rin speaks up. I'm thirsty. Oh, almost forgot about that. Sorry. With a flourish, she reaches into her bag and moves a trio of juice boxes. She tosses me one that appears to be cranberry juice, one to Rin that appears to be some kind of strawberry milk, complete with a pink color scheme, and keeps an equally pink box as some kind of fruit punch for herself. Rin dexterously stabs her straw to the top of her box and begins to drink. I'm once again impressed by how flexible she is, but this time I keep my comment to myself. Somehow I don't think either Emmy or Rin are the sorts of people to think twice about the way they work around their particular disabilities. Rin especially so. Indeed, she gives off the impression of being entirely unaware that she's missing any limbs at all. Whether or not that's a conscious decision is another matter. I'm honestly not sure. So, Isao, how'd you like it up here? How do you like it up here? It's quite nice, actually. I like high places, for the view. Thanks for inviting me up here. And for the lunch, too. Emmy grins a 1,000-watt grin, pleased by my response, I suppose. No problem. Feel free to eat with us next time, too, okay? I won't make you a lunch, but you can bring your own up here. No lunch service? I don't know. Emmy looks mock offended. Trying to take advantage of my good nature? The nerve. She giggles. Well, if that's your answer, I guess Rin and I will just keep eating lunch all alone. I'm suddenly assaulted by the most heart-rending puppy dog I've ever seen as Emmy pouts. Kidding! I was kidding. I'd love to eat lunch up here again. Good location. The company's okay too. Emmy frowns a bit at my declaration of okay, but seems happy enough that I've accepted an invitation. I guess this makes us friends now. Or at least acquaintances. Different bell? Lunch bell rings, signaling a return downstairs. Rin, you didn't finish your lunch again. I wasn't that hungry. If you don't eat more, you're going to fade away. Ren shrugs if it's an acceptable risk. Come on, we better get going. The three of us head down the stairs together. Time lapse. The afternoon class passes. Once again, I find myself without a plan for something to do after school, so I head to the library and to return a couple of the books I finished reading. Is she here? Is she here? Walking inside. See that there are about as many students here as there were on Tuesday. All of them were evident from the almost total silence enveloping from the room. Because the Yuko still herself. So drop the books I brought and then return slots on the counter. Yuko suddenly pops up from behind it. Quite startled from the banging that they make as they hit the trolley next to her. Sorry Yuko, didn't mean to startle you. No, that's fine. It happens a lot. I'm used to it by now. Can I help you? It's okay. I think I know where everything is. Thanks anyway. Suppose I'll grab another book or two while I'm here. There's not much else to do, and after reading so much during my stay in the hospital, it's become a hard habit to break. I run down to the fiction section towards the back of the library, seeing the bookshelves for anything that catches my eye. As I do, I look over the corner where Hanako has been the last time I was here. I'm not expecting anything to come of it. Yay. She's here. Surprisingly, though, she's there, stored completely in a fairly thick book. And I decided against retreating on her like last time and get back to finding reading material. No, fucking go back. Go back. Go back. Damn it. After an indiscernible amount of time spent pursuing the aisles, I finally decided on a couple of books to get and slide them off the shelf. With a minimum of fuss, I quickly walk over to the counter, check out my books, and pop them into my bag as I walk out. By the time I leave the main building, Sunset isn't too far away. A small trickle of students remain, but the majority have left, presumably to their homes and dorms. Guess I need to buy some supplies. I can't live all cafeteria food and eating out for my entire stay here. As I leave for the gate, I make a few loud stretches to try and save off the tiredness that accumulated over the week. It's Lily. After passing through and rounding the corner, though, I see a solitary figure walking downhill towards a small town below. The color of her hair and tapping of her cane are unmistakable. Oh, thank you. Sorry. Quickly walk up to her, which seems to catch her attention without a word needing to be said. Hi, Lily. She takes a moment to place the voice, slightly adjusting her head to face a bit more towards the source of my voice as she does. Hisao? Yep, that's me. She seems to have a good memory for her voices, and the fact that she actually remembered is a pleasant surprise. Good evening. What brings you here? Once again, she gives a small, polite bow, and once again, I reply in kind of for a reason I didn't need to do so. Just going into town. You? My, what a coincidence. Doing the same thing, eh? I usually go shopping on Fridays. She pauses for a moment, suddenly looking a little lost. That said, Hanukkah usually comes into town with me. Ah, not lost but worried. The two do seem to keep pretty close tabs on one another. Kind of surprised that Hanukkah would just forget Lily like that. I noticed her reading in the library. She probably just got caught up in a book. She lets out a small sigh of relief. Thank you. She has a habit of doing that. Avid reader? Let's take this off real quick. Right, she doesn't like being around crowds of people, so reading away from everyone lets her relax a bit. Although she probably didn't intend it, I can't help but grimace as I recall my first meeting with her. Hardly wanted to bring it up, but remained silent as we quickly continued to walk down the quiet road. Tack, 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 tack. The road bereft of cars and the students of Yamaku, increasingly far behind us. The quiet rustling of the leaves and the measured tapping of Lily's cane against the sidewalk are all that can be heard. It's kind of nice, especially compared to the hustle and bustle where I used to live. Before I know it, I'm relaxed so much that a loud yawn escapes before I can control it. So. Tired? Yeah, been running ragged these past few days. That's an understatement to be sure. Transferring into a different school would be bad enough, but nothing like this. Well, hopefully everything settles down for you. The festival's got everyone on a spin right now, and even plopped right in the middle of things. For a moment, I hesitate, but given her apparent tolerance for frankness, I decide to give my full thoughts. I guess. Yamaku's kind of different, though. I mean, the formalities surrounding everything, the isolation around it, not to mention the most obvious difference. It's kind of a whole different mindset. Feels like I get used to it, though, in time. She gives a matter-of-fact nod, apparently pleased with my answer. Feels almost as if she's included me in the flocks of students she's shepherding, along with Class 3-2 and Hanako. Well, not that I mind. It's nice to get the thoughts off my chest in any case. Looking on the bright side, one can see as a chance for a new beginning. You should cherish the ability to make new friends. I play Persona now? That's optimistic. Nonetheless, it's good to have a positive attitude about such things, I suppose. That is very true. I changed schools, and having a positive attitude helps out, especially in a new school. And basically a new place. I guess that's a good take on it. We get a little time lapse. Oh, we're still with Lily. Walking on down the road, she seems to become somewhat unsettled. Before I can ask what's on her mind, she seems to collect herself and speak up about something else. So where in town were you going? It's actually a pretty good question. I've come in to buy food, but the layout of this place is still totally foreign to me. I had intended to just wander around and see what I could find, but with sunset already approaching and nightfall not too far away, that doesn't seem very wise. I'm gonna ask her for directions. Again. I was just gonna get some food, but now that you mention it, I don't really know the way. Well, now this is quite lucky. I was about to go to the convenience store myself. Looks like I'll be in your care again then. Thanks. Together we walked to the store. My pace is carefully slowed to remain beside her. Compared to my usual walking pace, hers is quite a little bit slower. Not that it's without reason. Time lapse. It's a 7-Eleven. And it's loud again. After what couldn't be more than several minutes, and catch sight of our objective. This town really is pretty small. Without further ado, we make your way inside with a greeting from the counter. Mind if I tag along with you? Usually Hanukkah would help me, but seeing as she's not here, it takes a moment before I realize what she means. Considering she wouldn't be able to read any of the labels, shopping without any help would be a big pain for her. That said, I can't shake the feeling that she had this idea since I was coming here. Sure, it'd be my pleasure. We grabbed 2 well-used red baskets from the small stack behind the entrance, handing one to Lily. She lays it on the ground, putting her school bag in, retracting her cane and sliding it through the basket's handle before picking it up in her right hand. Wait, if she doesn't use her cane... Before I can complete the thought, she comes beside me and pinches the cuff of my uniform in her slender fingers. Lily, please. Lily, please. Lily, please. Is this alright? Sure. I have no reason not to accept. Can't think of worse things than shopping with a pretty girl holding on to me, even if it is out of necessity. Navigate our way through the store, with not one of the occasional passing customers seem to bat an eyelid. Considering how close Yamako is, I guess seeing students from there might be entirely normal for the local residents. As we reach each aisle, I quickly check with Lily and find out what she needs. I grab it along with what I'm looking for and put our items in their respective baskets. I guess this is the same routine she and Heineken follow every Friday. Right, what's left is the bread and that should be my shopping done. Do you need anything else, Lily? No, this should be everything. Off we go then. With a quick side trip to the bakery section, we make our way to the registers. The line, thankfully, is almost non-existent. It's not long before we both paid our food and are out of the door. As Lily retrieves her cane and extends it to full length, I waste a minute looking upwards at the night sky while holding both our bags. For a moment, I try to make clouds with my breath, but the summer heat doesn't seem to cooperate. Eventually, she rights herself, taking a quick stretch before taking her bag and leaving me to my two. You tired as well? The festival preparations have been complete chaos. Shizune's breathing down my neck doesn't exactly help things either. Hey, she's only trying to get everything organized, but better now than late, isn't that right? I suppose. I'm going to enjoy relaxing in town tomorrow, that's for certain. I guess the festival preparations must be taking a toll on both of them. We walk out into the quiet street, talking between ourselves as we carry our bags of food and supplies from the store. Wait, what's that? I notice a very distinct figure making her way toward us, surrounded by the street lamps. For a second, I think it's another male student from my class, but as he, or should I say she, gets closer, I recognize her quickly. No, it's Rin. Rin, what are you doing here so late? Rin? Lily perks her head, looking like she's trying to focus on listening more keenly. Suddenly it comes to me that I should probably interpret the scene for her. Interpret. Wow. It's Rin Tezuka. I think was her last name, from our high school. She stiffens at the name and gives a complicated looking expression. Something like a forced fusion of composed smile and a painful cringe. Ah, I understand. I guess Lily knows Rin too. Rin turns to look at us, looking terribly out of it. I'm not entirely sure she recognizes either of us, or at least she doesn't acknowledge it if she does. She looks like a zombie. Or a statue. A statue of a zombie. But slowly some symptoms of understanding seem to light in her dark eyes. Is it something she must react to? Rin blinks once, very thoroughly. Hello. Rin. There's an awkward pause. Everyone waiting for someone else to say something. What are you doing here this late? I was wondering about that myself too, just now. I don't know who's worse. I don't know if Kenji or fucking Rin is worse. Ugh. Some people asked that just before. I assume they're wondering the same. I didn't know. They didn't know either. I asked, that's why I'm wondering. So that was pretty much it. It's a murder mystery without a murder, so it's a mystery. It's still a mystery. They were going that way. She turns facing to her right in order to demonstrate the direction that other people went to, as if that was important, then rotates back like a mechanical puppet in one of those overly complicated clockworks. For a person who gives an impression of being the quiet type, Rin really does use a lot of words to say things that don't need a lot to be said. I'm not sure if she's finished, I'd say nothing, neither does Lily, who seems quietly robbed of words for the time being. I think that both of us are in fact just scared that any response might provoke her to continue. Our stupefied lack of reaction doesn't faze Rin at all. She keeps looking at us expectantly, a calm hint of expression on her blank face. She seems to be that kind of person, always so relaxed. As if bull elephant grade sedatives were flowing in her veins in the place of blood. Do you have amnesia? I don't recall you have anything of the sort, though. No, I don't think it's that. The other passerby are probably just worried, though. You do look really lost, the way you're standing in the middle of the street. Oh, I see. Huh. Maybe I should have taken some other kind of pose in that case. I pondered for a while whether I should chase this angle further or give up for the sake of my own sanity. I see it, give up for our own sanity. I sat on the ladder. Seems that most of the time it's better to not read too deeply into what Rin is babbling about. Talking with Rin is like playing chess with a supercomputer who does seemingly completely random moves if it's to mock everything you know about chess. It's like that, except with human interaction. And even if I win, it feels like losing. Damn, just like Kenji said, even when I win, I lose. Is this the power of the girls of Yamaku? I pushed the thought aside as too dangerous to consider further. It's probably just Kenji's anti-female propaganda getting to me during a moment of weakness. Yeah, maybe taking another pose might have worked. So anyway, you have no idea what you're doing here. She frowns, looking extremely displeased at either my question, its consequences, or the answer she's about to give. I do have some idea. I can't really tell what kind of an idea. That sounds like progress, at least. Only sounds of it she spotted an opening for some kind of discernibly normal conversation. I can't say I share optimism. Yes, there is some. Definitely, the rest will come later. I'm sure of it. I always have reasons. The ensuing silence kills Lily's hopes visibly. That didn't last long. Rin, as far as I can tell, unbased, assurance aside, what should be done? We could just leave her to her own devices, whether those are, but it's late, and I don't think we'll be getting any thanks if Rin is found standing here in the middle of the night. Which she probably will, unless she manages to remember what she was doing here in the first place. As for me trying to guess what might have been going on in her mind when she decided to embark on this adventure, chances seem to have been on par with winning the lottery. That's kind of meditated now. Several times in a row. Lily is oddly quiet too. I appreciate some support from the sidelines here, especially if she's more familiar with Rin than I am. We're just weird. But if it can't be helped, it seems her familiarity with Rin is exactly what she's staying subdued. So I assume you're going somewhere, not coming back to the school. Any idea where? Her eyes widen in shock as she jolts back in a somewhat artificial way, making it seem like an acted rehearsed for situations like this. Are you a mind reader? Is that your disability? How unique. How's that disability? That's an ability. No, what? Why would you think that? You knew what I was doing. That's a face only one can love. It was just an educated guess. We walked the same street in the other direction just before to get to the store. If you were going to school, we would have met you on the way. No. She looks a little disappointed. Like Genji, Rin appears quick to jump to completely irrational conclusions. Maybe it's something in the water here. I make a mental note to stack up on soft drinks. You know, that is the second time this week that someone asked if I was a mind reader. Did I really give off that impression? Rin shrugs her shoulders, which is the only answer I get. You know, maybe you should come with us back to the school. Philly interjects. Huh. I'm yawning. Lily interjects just that I'm about to further debunk my alleged mind reading capabilities. She sounds rather concerned, the paper-thin smile on her face badly disguising the fact. Maybe she came to the same conclusion as I did. For everyone's sake, it's not to let the mind reading topic drop as if it's entirely insane anyway. Yeah, Lily's right. If you can't remember, there's no point staying here. Ren considers this rather simple deduction for a moment, then nods. Okay. Why? So I towards the school again, getting wasted any more time than necessary with this episode. Yeah. Meta. Fourth wall. Rin walks along the edge of the sidewalk in her rhythmic way, looking like a mix of sleepwalker and rope dancer, while Lily keeps one hand on my shoulder, tapping at the ground with her cane. Tap, step, step, tap, tap, step, step, step. Apart from that and a few fragmented beginnings of conversation, it's quiet. Quiet quite apart from the relaxing one in town at that. So, how's the mural going? We're going to get bad luck Never talk about works in progress. I'm sure that'll be wonderful. Bad luck. Tap, step, tap, step. Doesn't care to think about it. The lady's politeness feels out of place for the first time. Step, step, step. The hell, Yamaka, race? What? Sorry, you saw inside my fucking mouth apparently. The hill Yamaka rests on top is surprisingly steep going uphill. We slow the pace, but I still feel my pulse rising and breathing getting heavier. It's almost there. I can see the gates already. More than that, though, notice that Lily's hand slightly tightens on my shoulder, interpreting as a gesture that she wants to ask something. I speak up. Anything wrong, Lily? I resist the urge to say aside from our traveling companion, but only just. For a moment, she seems to debate whether she should even bring it up, but goes for it anyway. Is everything alright? Alright? How do you mean? The fact that I can't interpret her incredibly vague question puts her off for a second. It's just, you seem unusually tired, I guess. Now that she brings it up, I notice that my breathing is strangely heavy. The uphill walk has really done a job on me. I only noticed it too quickly. Alright, so we're going to save. New save state. But, I'm going to continue on. Because I might just cut this into whatever. Going to cut into parts. You know what? We're going to be honest with you, Lily. I'm going to say sorry. I'm not in very good condition. It's alright. I just need to catch my breath. My condition isn't the best these days. Oh. Is it something that is related to you being transferred here, I mean? She cuts herself off rather abruptly, maybe realizing she was being a bit intrusive. Her instincts are sharp, though, and while I don't like the subject, it's not like I should lie about it. If it's Lily, I don't think I mind. I'm just a little weak from that for the time being. Hanako said you look fairly healthy, so I naturally thought... Lily doesn't finish her sentence again, letting it trail off with a measure of concern. As she furrows her brow, Lily's uncomfortable expression spurs me to say at least something to ease her feelings. It's surprising she's this flustered, considering her straightforward attitude with her own blindness. She must know that not that all share her own comfort about such things. No, it's okay. I have a pretty, I guess the best way to put it would be messed up heart. Arrhythmia. I had a bad heart attack a while ago because of it, and spent most of the spring in a hospital, and in Yamako on doctor's orders. She silently nods her head in acknowledgement. My answer though only seems to make Lily furrow her brow even further. She doesn't seem to quite know how to react, given we don't really know each other that well. I can't really fault her for it, given I had the exact same reaction. To my surprise, in a moment's time, her face shows that she's come to some sort of realization. Wait, it's the time when Emmy and you collided in the hallway. I grimaced slightly, her ability to connect the dots quite so fast as unsuspected. Yeah, I guess no textbook example of why those rules about running in the hot corridors exist. That was a lot more dry than I intended. Lily visibly shies away from continuing the topic. Well, I do want to assuage her, I don't know how to say that, assuage her concern. I don't want its wellness either. Don't worry about it. I tried to offer a reassuring smile, but then I realized the futility. Without knowing this, Lily smiles at me reassuringly, but doesn't say anything further. Arriving at the dorms, Rin stops in front of her mural as if lightning struck her. She had been so quiet for almost all the walk back that I had all but forgotten she was here. It's Friday, isn't it? Yes, Friday, the 8th of June. This is bad. Bad? Why? I think I'm going to go in a fetal position and throw up. Possibly in reverse order. Is something wrong? No, nothing is wrong. It's Friday, nothing is wrong yet. This mural is going to need to be finished by Sunday, so everything's alright. Do you have any drugs? Or a time machine? This is not good, not good. So she's behind her schedule. Recalling she's doing his exasperation of Ren's carefree attitude several days ago, I don't know what to think. She's left herself open for a told you so unless she can pull off whatever she needs to pull off by Sunday morning. And Ren keeps staring at her mirror, looking as mortified as she can. Leave me. I'm going to get to work for a while. I glance at Lily, expecting her to share an incredulous look with me as I roll my eyes, but then I realize she's not one to do that kind of thing. Leave me. We do, of course, not want to aggravate her any more than she already is. There's a churning bad feeling in my gut. I'm sure has a knack of making people feel worried about her. She seems like a person who should never be left alone. Maybe we should call someone. She sounded like she was going to shock or something. I'm sure she will be just fine. She just, how to say, Lily cocked her head a little, trying to find a polite way of calling Rin crazy without calling her crazy. Unique? Yes, a very unique person. I guess you could say that. She giggles at the notion melodiously, nodding in agreement. Sorry about leaving you stranded as you talked to her. I don't really understand her, so I keep my distance. So my guess was right. Lily offers a slight apologetic smile as if she was sorry that her own shortcomings had prevented her from becoming closer to Rin. I'm not one to blame her at all. Lily lets slip a long breath, probably a disguised yawn. I imagine she's exhausted by all this as I am. I'd better leave now and give these to Hanako. Thank you for the company, Hisao. She smiles very sweetly at me. It feels different than normal, despite the fact that she seems to be smiling so often. Can't put my finger on what the difference is. It's just different. Relaxed, I'd say. That's probably just relief over getting rid of Rin, maybe. Yeah. Good night. Say hi to Hanako for me. I will. Good night. Why is the screen fading black? No, look at this. I want something on one of these. I think with that, I'm going to call it quits here. Thank you guys for joining for another part of Let's Read Katawa Shoujo. I know it's been somewhat of a long journey with this, but trust me, we're going to try to finish this as soon as possible. But as I said before, thank you all for watching. I'm Lower Boy. I'll see you all next time. That was stupid.